Let's now shift the perspective slightly. Because even in highly optimized grinding processes, there's one element that is often underestimated or simply accepted as part of the game: dressing. But if you look closer, especially in automated or 24/7 production environments, dressing can quickly become a hidden bottleneck. Tools are not available when needed, refurbishment cycles take too long, or logistic and handling interrupt the flow. And suddenly, a non-value adding process starts to define your overall efficiency. So the key question becomes, how can we rethink tool management in grinding to reduce downtime and increase process stability at the same time? And I'm so happy that we have a person that can explain us or give us an answer to this question. So please welcome with me Christoph Müller, Head of Sales at Dr. Kaiser Diamantwerkzeuge. Christoph, stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Sven, for the introduction, and I'm very happy that you all followed different invitations to show up here, and I'd like to invite you. We got some nice seating spots here in the middle, so please come in from the sides and get a better view, because the screen is not that big, so if this is provided, please come in. So, thank you for following, and I have this little bit boring title: Stop Waiting for Tools, Increasing Grinding Efficiency Through Sustainable Eco-Dress and Operator Empowerment. As you may know, we are strong in dressing tools, and in our parallel social media campaign, we had a little bit more attractive theme. We could reduce this title to the working series: what is better, 8 weeks waiting or 1 hour changed, ready, running? Because we want you to stop waiting and start grinding. 8 weeks. 8 weeks is a long time. 8 weeks could be waiting for a service, or could be waiting for a new tool. Because at some point, your dressing tool is losing performance and starts to wear. So 8 weeks of waiting because of a tool. What if there's another solution? I like to show you that this solution could be possible to reduce the 8 weeks down to 1 hour. And the tool is changed, ready, and you can start running your operations again with a fresh, full performance dressing disc to support your process. Of course, this is how can we arrange this? I want to show you what makes the difference. So this makes the difference. This is our Dr. Kaiser Eco tool set. This is our performance upgrade. If your dressing disc is worn and we got it in one box and it's ready to use. So let's take a look what is inside the box. First of all, we can see here a fresh new diamond segment ring. On the upper right corner, we see a simple 3 Newton meter torque wrench with a torque spit. And in the lower right corner, we see a box of fresh torque screws fitting the tool. The secret is our replaceable diamond segment ring. As you can see, it needs to be suitable for a certain tool number to be really sure that your ongoing production is done with the same tool experience. And on the other side, you can see this tool is fine balanced. So after mounting, it's ready for going high velocity up to 125 meters per second to meet your grinding wheel requirements. So it's not a tool. Actually, it's a system that gives back the control to the operator. And this set is suitable for our EcoDress tools. And on the right side, you can see the steel carrier body. On the left side, a little bit tricky to see, the steel mounting plate. And in between, you can see the diamond segment ring that is held together by both pieces in the middle, in the place where it belongs. These three parts give the full control back to you and the operator. Step number one, after disassembly of the worn out diamond tool from the dressing disc, you have to get the EcoDress toolkit ready. And if you are in serial production, after tool change, you want to have the same conditions as before. So please always check if the fresh diamond segment, the layer, is actually suitable for the ongoing operation. Afterwards, we have to open the screws and disassemble the three parts. And as we all know, grinding mud of the operation gets inside everywhere. So it's very important to clean the carrier body and also the clamping disc to give you the right surface to remount the tool. The next step is we have to insert the diamond segment on the carrier body, put the clamping disc in the right position and adjust everything that the screw holes are going to fit. And we can see that the fresh tool is afterwards remounted on the machine. And this may take to 1 hour, depending how accessible your dressing spindle is mounted in the machine. So you are the experts, and we want to give you back the power that your operators can actually cut down the site process times of 8 weeks. But we all know if this operation is working, at some point something's going to happen. So what if? What can happen? Any ideas? So maybe you're not running serial production, you have a new batch where you need to prepare your grinding process. Or maybe you have to do a quick pre-serial test to have a good offer to your customer. So that means maybe your fresh diamond segment tool is not the right tool for this new setup. And we want to bring back the power to you, so we have another option with our Eco tool set. We want you to utilize this to customize the actual diamond segments. So to really adapt the diamond segments to your work floor shop requirements. And so we want to show you the possibilities to not only have an interchangeable tool, you can actually modify it if you need to match new requirements on your process. So again, stop waiting. We want you to start grinding. But to understand how this customization on the workshop floor at your facility may work, we have to make a technical deep dive into the technology of the impregnated dressing discs, as we call these type of dressing tools. Let us start with this graphic, and let us take the assumption that this tool has an actual width of 0.8 millimeters. And we have a metal bonding system, and inside you can see our yellow synthetic diamonds that have a diameter of 356 micrometers. On the other side, we took as an example a vitrified grinding wheel with B126 cubic boron nitride inside, which is like the classical game partner for our dressing disc in the impregnated version. Now we take a closer look at this tool, and Going away from the actual photo, we take a look at this technical drawing that helps us to understand that inside our metal bonding system, where we use tungsten to bond the diamonds, we have diamond grids randomly distributed but evenly, so that we have a ongoing constant dressing operation, and this tool is self-sharpening. That means it's not going to last forever, but we have, like on a grinding wheel, a layer height that's going to wear down, and every time with our distribution randomly, evenly, you have the close to same amount of diamonds in action. But we said, what if? What could be possible? Maybe you need to modify your grinding wheel to have a higher stock removal and have a rougher surface to go more with more infeed. And so we have a modification of the layer where we add laser holes to give us more aggressive dressing to enable you to have a grinding wheel that is more aggressive for higher stock removal. But on the other side, maybe you're looking more for more stable processes, more lifetime of the dressing tool. So we can also, on the other downside, increase the density of the diamonds in the layer and also add CVD reinforcements to give you more diamond, more lifetime, more options. These are only 3 versions that are possible, but in total there's a lot of variations, especially when you imagine the grid size of the diamonds can be changed too, and with it, as a second parameter, the density. So this is a whole bunch of possibilities, a new dimension to open. Let's take a closer look on the tools, and we start with the standard, the roller impregnated, or in short, RI dressing tool. We can see the more or less black dots in the picture are our synthetic diamonds, and the next step for having a rougher grind, more stock removal, is our perforated RI dresser, where we added the laser holes. And on the other side, which is most probably important for most of the customers, if you're looking for lifetime, we have the tool with the zigzag pattern, handset, CVD reinforcements, and you can see from the black dots, it's also increased density of diamonds in the layer. So what can we expect from this tool? Of course, the more diamond, the more lifetime we will get in the sustainability of the tool, and the longer your process is going to be stable. But as we all want to see how we can increase the efficiency, coming back to the introduction, we have to get a little bit more technical now. We're talking about the G ratio. Simply said, it's the wear ratio, how fast is the dresser wearing. So that's most interesting for the customers. How do I get maximum lifetime out of it? And you can see we got our 3 tools. Number 2 was the standard. Then we got the reinforced version as number 3, and the more aggressive one as number 1. And we did, of course, a test. And the test was to figure out which of these dressers has the best lifetime, gives you the longest period of stable process. So G ratio means how many cubic millimeters of a grinding wheel can I dress with 1 cubic millimeter of my dressing tool. And as maybe all the experts guessed right, the tool number 3, the one with all the diamonds inside, gives us the best lifetime of the process. And if we compare it to our standard tool, we are 5 times down in the lifetime, and the perforated tool has divided by 12 lifetime. So if you have to choose one tool, which would be your tool of favor? Not talking about the price, we're talking about technical stuff, you know? So which will be the best one? Number 3, right. But the lifetime of a tool, the density of the diamonds, the CVD reinforcement, that's only one dimension of a dressing process. And it's not 3-dimensional, it's multi-dimensional. So what if your grinding wheel is diameter 500, 30 millimeter bits, it's vitified CBN, it's on a carbon fiber butter, it goes 125 meters a second, and we upgraded the machine already with the fanciest nozzle system that you can get on the market. What you're looking at is you need a super rough grinding wheel, and if you go to dress it with high density, it's going to have a dull surface, so it's going to not match your grinding requirements. But on the other side, you may end up on a grinding wheel, diameter 500, with a width of 250 millimeter, and diamond in vitified bonding system. So this is like really hard for the dressing tool. So this may be very beneficial to have high density here because the tool is going to wear very fast. So that means if you're looking for high stock removal, or if you look for super finish for a small width wheel or for a large wheel, this system can be very beneficial for your operators because you can actually customize it on any operations. You don't have to get into shipping or into customs clearance hassles. You have it already there and can do your pre-dressing, pre-grinding tests. So I wanted to show you that it's possible to do this in 1 hour. Do you believe us? That's what most people say. So I just have to tell, we as Dr. Kaiser know all the facets of the grinding zone, as we call it. So I want you to challenge us. Come to our booth, Hall 7, A75. We have an Echo tool test station where you actually can disassemble it and remount it. But to bring more fun into the game, we have a buzzer to start and stop the time that you need to disassemble and assemble the tool. And every day we make a top ranking, and the number 1 gets a free dressing and grinding seminar for 3 days worth 1,500 euro at our facility in Celle, North Germany. And the good news is we have 1 English seminar this year and we have a few in German. So I'd like to invite you, come over and test yourself. But be aware, the winner of yesterday was able to change the diamond segment from a worn to a fresh one in 1 minute and 45 seconds. So I told you, this 1 hour can be the target. So I hope I could help you with stop waiting, start grinding. And if you really took a look on the website of the VDW who's sponsoring this event, with the resume I was talking about, you may figure out something is missing. And we wanted to show you how you can bring back the power of the tools to the operator. And we left out a lot of dimensions of dressing that you can see at our booth. But I want to also emphasize your operators can use our app because actually you can calculate all the dressing and grinding parameters in a guided and in an expert mode, which is also available on the big screen at our booth. So it's another dimension that we like to help you. Thank you very much, and I'm now open for any questions.
Awesome. First of all, thank you very much. So what an awesome presentation. So I cannot ask that many questions, but let me start with my cost perspective.
Yep.
Because the one side is, of course, that you bring down the time by factor 12, as far as I understood correctly, considering the wear time. But then I have to have a cost comparison, because if the tool is 20 times more expensive and it decreases time by 12 times, it's still more expensive. So can you give us just the price ratio between the 3 solutions?
So if we're talking about taking the worn out, going to a fresh one, the price is actually reduced. The first starter packet with carrier body and plate has a little higher price, but the often you are reusing the new segment rings, you will have at least between 2 and 3 repeats, you will have benefit in costs.
And you said you compared the 8 weeks to the 1 hour. So basically, the major factor is the time savings, right? That really makes it an easy business case.
That's it. Especially if we are exporting outside European Union, you have the customs situation. You may have transportation situations caused by external forces, caused it that way. Then somebody on the other side of the Atlantic decides tomorrow morning we got a 25% tariff situation. So you got everything ready, and so you keep on doing your production, especially a no-brainer if you have like a running production where you know I need 5-10 tools a year, so you can have it in your local tool shop and you're out of all these external factors.
Awesome. Then I hand over to the audience. Any questions from the audience? That would be your moment to ask. If not, let me ensure you that it's super easy to get the speech of Christoph here and to step deeper into the topic by scanning the QR code, enter your email address, choose the speech, yeah, and you will get it sent after the event. Easy as that. So, Christoph, so how is it perceived by your customers so far? Is it something that is already in the market, or you're just launching here at the GrindingHub?
So it's more or less launching right now in the market.
Yeah.
We had introduced it to our sales force worldwide in the last year, and it's slowly taking on. And I think especially with all the trouble in transportation, to have a safe production, this becomes very handy in these times.
Another question is, you mentioned the different, let's say, types of, let's say, grinding orders. I don't know how to put it. You have the ones where you change regularly. There are your ones where we have close to a serial production. Taking the solution number 3 again, for what of the two parts is more beneficiary? So is it rather for those who are changing tools quickly or more often, or is it more for the ones that are doing serial production, or is it the same effect on both?
Actually, it's for both. Yeah. And so it gives you the option, especially if you do pre-production tests, that you don't have to wait for a tool to do pre-production that needs to be done in 6 weeks. So that's really a game changer and be beneficial to it.
And then one question I'm allowed to ask as a non-expert. You mentioned the, let's say, the challenge on your booth, okay, where they changed the tool in that time. So how often that needs to be done so that we have a comparison of the time they have to use in a real production environment?
So actually in a real production environment, one machine in 24/7 production automotive, we are using like one tool for 7 to 8 weeks. So every 7 to 8 weeks, this change needs to be done.
Yeah.
So actually the benefit of this is just like a side effect, but the real benefit is that you don't have to restock all these parts and you are able to keep it ready for the production cases.
So reducing downtime and saving costs on the part itself, right?
And also safety or security, that you have your tools already in stock and you don't depend on all the external factors that came up in the last year.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Christoph. I don't have any more questions. If you don't have any question, then thanks again. Big applause, ladies and gentlemen. Christoph Müller, Diamantwerkzeuge. I'm looking forward. I'm coming over to do the challenge.
Yeah.
Can I do it without having any clue of how it works?
Yes.
Okay, I will do that. Christoph Müller, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.